I'm really honored to be here. It has been an amazing 19 years, but I want to talk to you about electricity. So it's the journey of a spark. A spark ignites electricity, travels along a wire, bringing electricity, light, heat, and more from one place to the next, until it's reached an entire community. So the spark starts the flame that keeps us connected. But a spark can also be an idea that changes us and ignites excitement, collaboration, confidence, and gets passed from one person to another. It has the potential to galvanize a group of people and create an immediate connection, even if we just met. I actually think that it even has the potential to foster peace. I'll tell you why. So our motto is all ideas are good, and some people say, including our middle brother, saw this and he's like, yeah, I'm not 100% sure that's true. But I challenge it, because the thing is that the idea may not foster peace, but it's for meaningful peace, it's the interaction. It's how we focus on each idea, and in turn the people, how we respond to them, and how they're valued. So it can be very powerful, the idea, but it's only the start. I'm not an electrical engineer.
Well, I am.
But I do know that to ensure that electricity reaches everyone, it has to conduct along the wire unblocked. And it's how we react to somebody's ideas. That's how energy is passed from one person to another. So when somebody in the room says yes, it's a very different feeling than when somebody says no. And if treated right, this can drive an entire community. So sometimes when you hear no, that's a bad idea, or that would never work. As soon as an idea is shared, it can stop that person, but it can also stifle our own ideas. So if you think back to a time in your life when somebody said no, what did it feel like? Did it kind of feel physically, right? It was like, yeah, I'm not that happy with it. You stopped. Were you sad? You angry? You might have even questioned your own validity in continuing. But a spark can change it all. So when I entered college, and I thought that I was going to be going into the UN and studying international relations, but when Stephen and I started this play with 12 kids in a studio apartment in Midtown, over 2 weeks, it was fun. But 00 Chicken, 00 Duck, Secret Agent Spies in the Land of Dr. Hoga Boga. Round of applause for Ari. So that process taught me more about conflict resolution than I've ever learned in school. So it took me on an 18-year journey. And they were helping the process of learning conflict resolution actually normalize conflict resolution in our everyday lives. So it's pretty simple. All ideas are good. Yes, and how we react. And music and theater and visual arts and storytelling, all those things that you just saw with those amazing kids, that's just a tool. That's a tool that we use. It's the end, but it's also the process of how we get there. So maybe not every idea is going to end up in the end, but every idea we try and validate. Even if something is violent, we say, oh, tell me more. Where did you come up with that? We ask questions. Because what doing no does is it shuts it down. And actually what we did is we tried to minimize the violence and increase the interactions. So there's two types of peace. I'm just going to go a little bit academic on you. There's positive and negative, or proactive and reactive. Reactive or negative is when people are fighting and you stop them from fighting. But positive or proactive peace is you establish a space where fighting doesn't have to happen, where violence doesn't have to happen. And we set up that space. We give each other the tools to mitigate conflicts, and we actually found out that we established some simple rules. We reduced violence and anger and other things by 90%. So when we started saying no teasing and fake teasing, no fighting and fake fighting, the person who's being teased gets to decide if it's teasing that we actually found that we were creating a more peaceful space just by simply acknowledging that that's the case. So there's the outside world, and there's Kids Creative, and there's the outside world. We don't walk down the street every day and everybody says, "Oh yeah, how you doing? Yes, definitely. All ideas are good." No, in fact, it's kind of the other way around. There's systems that are established to create violence. It's poverty, it's racism, unchecked aggression. So what we try and do is we try and work together to identify some of the things that might be holding us back. And we try and work together to build a new space. One where we can create a system of equity for each other. We can learn from each other. And we can actually help create peace. So, over the last 18 years, we've been striving for more and more youth to have fun. Actually, I think that there was supposed to be another performance from one of our students at Rock the Bronx, but they couldn't make it down because of the snow. Snow! It's intense. But we try and expand it more and more. We have free workshops, free after-school programs and summer camps in the Bronx and East Harlem. We try and teach our youth to expand the way that we deal with each other, that we deal with each other as staff. I mean, one of the things that Ashley was talking about, we actually try to work together. We say, are we actually following our own rules as we grow and as we build? When we're interacting in the office, when we're talking with the DOH, the Department of Health, how are we actually building a safe space, building a peaceful space for the kids and for each other? So, as I exit my role as executive director, long exit, I'm working with the board and with the amazing staff and the amazing board, I'll call it amazing board, amazing staff, to make sure that it can be sustainable. And I'm really super honored tonight to be here and to be able to see this come to fruition and have so many people trudge through the snow and trudge through the rain to get here and support this. Is there a way to turn the lights up, actually? Because there's a bunch of people here I want to acknowledge. First and foremost, the KC Kids. So if you have ever been a Kids Creative camper, raise your hand. Yeah? No? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. This is Manly Carter, everybody. Okay, I knew him when he was, yeah, right?
Oh my God,
right?
that's not Manny.
Adam, he's taller than you.
He's like, college, right?
Wow.
Sophomore in college. He literally just walked in. That was amazing. So yeah, round of applause for all the campers, the families, the parents. The staff. If anybody's good staff or former staff. A few people I want to shout out especially. I know. Just in that specific. So, in addition to Stephen, the second employee of Kids Creative, Brian Ferreira, is here. He wrote down curriculum. He's like, hey, do you want us to work together? He worked with us for years, and it's amazing to have him. Interim executive director, he's like, oh, so what's Kids Creative doing now? Our interim executive director, Nancy Coppola, Dr. Nancy Coppola. If you have been a board member or you are a board member, please stand up. Some just found us. So thank you so much. Great donors, all of you. specifically also my family as well. So I have a lot of family here. I think I saw my son just leave. It's okay. It's all right. If you are family members, please raise your hand. Stand up. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Speak with everybody, whether you know them or not. Ask them about arts education in their lives. Talk about teachers who inspired you. Talk about what makes a safe space for you. These are questions that we should be asking each other every day. Give opportunities to the younger kids, to the 5-year-olds in East Harlem and the Upper West Side and the Bronx, to the 18-year-old high school students who are learning to become teachers and youth development leaders. So I really want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Go get a raffle item, get an auction item, get more drinks.
Spend some money.
Become a sustaining member. Make a donation and help Kids Creative show kids that they rock. So thank you very much, everybody.